All right, here we are, WGL Postshow with Neutron and Starshaped. The 5th day of WGL is over, and we will discuss all the games. I have a little bit of an echo. I don't know where this is coming from.
Yeah, I can hear it too.
Ah, wonderful. I think now it's gone. All right. A regular guest on the show is the bad motherfucker. It's Mr. Neutron. How
See you in hell, motherfucker!
I was ready.
You were absolutely ready. How are you doing today, man?
Well, it was a hard day for me. And it's funny because I came here to analyze the games, but I have not seen any of them.
Great.
Yeah. Today I took my baby girl to the dentist, and and then after it I had to cuddle her and stuff. So yeah, hard day for her and for me also.
You poor guy.
Yeah,
Can't
but
you watch?
it needed to be done.
Can't you watch Warcraft while cuddling?
What?
Anyway, whatever. Starshaped, did you watch the games instead?
No, not at all.
Right.
I watched the games. I didn't watch the. Didn't watch the Orc Mirror except for the game on Equiles because I don't like Orc Mirror. So
Right.
I took a walk.
Thank you for taking your time and being with us on the show. We have had Neutron's impressions on the games so far. How do you like the tournament, Starshaped?
I think it's great. I guess today's games were a bit more one-sided and not as exciting, except for the last series. But so far, I think it's been great.
So it doesn't take away from the event that it's online and not offline. You're still happy with it?
I think it's kind of well done in that regard. Like with the player webcams and the host is still at the physical location. It kind of tricks my mind. It kind of feels like it is a big LAN, even though it's not.
Actually, sometimes it feels like it's feels more LAN than the standard LANs because not on every LAN you can see cameras on the players.
Yeah, WGL usually has it, but I do agree. They do a pretty good job in producing this event. So today's games, Starshaped is right. I think they were pretty one-sided. Sock again surprised us with a Naga first against 1-2-0. Like, I know you guys play a bit of human. Why would you pick Naga first versus Undead?
Maybe he bet against himself, something like that. Because I don't see any justified reason. So sometimes you can take it against Night Elf to Tower Rush, but against Undead? What?
Yeah, I don't really see a reason to get Naga. If you're gonna do it, then it makes sense on Concealed Hill because you have the fountain. So the main weakness of the Naga is you can kind of target her down really quickly with like coils and stuff, but you can at least heal her up on the fountain. But it didn't really make any sense to me, mostly because it doesn't force the undead to react any differently. Like if the undead sees Naga, they're not going to suddenly go into panic mode and try to figure out what to do. They're just going to do the same thing they already were planning to do. So to me, it just seemed like an inferior strategy. Didn't make sense.
Yeah. It's not easy to harass, not easy to make expo, not easy to creep. So every aspect of the game just became harder.
Yeah. I thought for sure it was going to be Beastmaster. I thought he was going to do Beastmaster tanks like he used to do back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
But,
King Cancer's tanks. Indeed. I haven't used that nickname in a long time. I think his game plan was to harass quite a bit to keep him away from level 2, and there's so much damage to the DK that he can't go to the expo anymore and then safely expand and play from there, but yeah, that didn't work out at all.
Maybe he thought that Undead gonna go Creep Lord, and maybe somehow it's better against Creep Lord, I don't know.
Yeah, I was also thinking something like that. Like maybe he was concerned about something specific where Naga would be good, but I don't think Naga would be good against Creep Lord either, so...
Yeah. So hard to choose a hero what would be good Naga against.
Yeah, I really don't see. And I think you mentioned, Neo, that he said in the interview that Sock had done that before a lot on the ladder, so he kind of expected it.
Yeah.
So I'm really curious what those games look like. Like, why would he keep doing that build order? There has to be some merit to it. There has to be some reason.
Yeah, I think I will ask Lawlight about it. He must know, I guess. But yeah, I don't really see a reason at all. Like, even if the Saras works, and even if you get the expansion up, how do you play Naga in the mid and late game?
Exactly. Like maybe Naga, Archmage, Rifle Cast, or something like that. I could see working, but yeah, there's really no reason I can see.
Actually, there is a small probability that he picked it by accident, so he just misclicked or something.
Misclicked a bunch on ladder too. Keep
And then
clicking Naga.
Damn, there's some kind of mouse magnet to it. Yeah, I don't really know. Second map was more normal, but still led to the same result. What was your impression of Amazonia, Starshaped?
I think he played really well. I think Amazonia showed that he really doesn't have to rely on. Like, I think he was trying to, like you guys talked about, he was trying to surprise his opponents and do some kind of creative stuff. But Amazonia showed that he doesn't really need to do that. I think he got a really good advantage, and then it kind of got away from him. But I think he played super solid. But I think Amazonia is just a difficult map. It's hard to snowball as human, and he never got the time to breathe. And as soon as the undead heroes get too high level, I think it's really hard. Like, there was never a situation where Sock was up like 20 food.
Yeah.
It was always kind of even in food. Plus, he had much worse heroes. It's really hard to win in that situation. But I mean, it's 120, so.
Yeah, that is a different factor, of course. But AZ, you say it's pretty hard, but it was Sock's map pick. So what would be the reason for that?
Well, I think it's hard. I mean, if I'm human against undead, I don't want a small map where they can keep pushing my expansion. But I mean, the big upside, like Todd mentioned, is that the expansion mine never really runs out. So once you get that expansion, you're going to have it all game. I guess it's just personal preference. I don't like the map at all as human.
Newton, what's your take on?
Well, since I don't play, if I play human, I don't play Expo first. I just play some rifles straight to tier 3 or something like that. I like this map. It's easy to catch undead on creeping when you got your second hero, and I don't know. I think it's okay-ish map, not the bad one. But maybe if you play expansion, it's definitely worse than other, because it's so hard to creep expansion. But on the other hand, undead can't coil the golem, so
yeah,
also a bit.
That's pros and cons, I suppose.
Yeah, but sometimes they finish it with skeletons, which is even more.
Feels even worse.
Yeah, feels much
happen.
worse. Yeah.
Especially 1-0s, of course, a king at that. I felt Sock survived the early and mid game pretty well, and then he went for Griffins.
Yeah. I think Todd was kind of spot on, where I think Sock was trying to play like one move ahead of his opponent, like he was expecting the abominations and stuff, and he just wanted to be super prepared. But like he said, like if you have 1 or 2 Griffins and they already have web, it feels like such a waste. It doesn't accomplish anything. They die really fast. I really didn't like the Griffins at all.
Yeah, from my FFA experience, I can say that to make Griffins efficient, you need to have like 6+ or something. Otherwise, you don't do the needed damage, and you can coil his units and just web and kite you. So
yeah.
And when you have a lot, you can just one shot units, and it becomes really interesting.
Yeah, that was absolutely not the case. The fight was forced when there was 1 Griffin in the air, and it was webbed immediately. And yeah, it absolutely didn't do anything. And I felt like from this transition on, 1-0 pretty much had the game won, and it was just a matter of time.
Yeah, I think so too. Like, especially Amazonia, it seems like the one map where you should never do that Griffin style. If it was like Terranistan or something, I can understand it. But you know there's going to be a fight soon.
Yeah.
And you know you don't have time for the Griffins.
Starship, did you see the first 2 play days of Group A as well?
And kind of ish. I watched the replays mostly. Like, I didn't really have that much time, and I have a hard time watching the Reforged graphics.
Yeah.
I did it today just because I wanted to be here.
So
but
awesome.
otherwise, I've been prioritizing the replays actually. So.
Okay. So judging from the replays, do you think that 1-0 played better today than during the first 2 sets that he played? Because there we had quite a bit to criticize on him.
I mean, it's really hard to say. I think in general it's hard to say because, for example, today, we'll get to that later, but like if you're watching WFC against Foggy and you say, oh, Foggy's playing much worse today, but it could just as well be that WFC is playing better. I think it's hard to judge who's playing better and who's playing worse, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So if you're up against Lalayat and then you're up against Saka, like Lalayat's just better. So it could be just a difference in opponents.
Yeah, but Ellis and Sok. I would say Sok is harder opponent.
Yeah, but I think Night Elf against Undead is a lot more balanced than Human against Undead. I think.
Yeah, probably.
It doesn't surprise me too much that a Night Elf could take a map off of 120 with the Demon Hunter Naga style.
Yeah, it takes 2 to tango, right? So
yeah,
if your opponent plays weaker, you appear stronger. That's for sure. Speaking of...
like if Alice would have played like Naga first or something, I'm sure we would have seen just as one-sided games.
You said it takes 2 to tango, right?
Yeah.
And takes 1 to entangle.
Didn't watch the game, but has the jokes prepared. Good on.
Yeah, well, what else can I do?
Starshaped, some words for the performance of Alice, if you saw the replays at all?
I think he played really well on Amazonia. I'm sorry, on Twisted Meadows. It's one of those, I think it's a nightmare situation where you try to creep the mercenary camp and they show up with like Acolyte and Ghoul and they rush you, but he handled it really well, got the greater healing potion, and just kind of remained calm and played it really well. But still, I mean, it's 120. It takes a lot to take a best of 3 off of him. So I think taking that one map is super impressive.
So he could be a prospect for the future. He's just 25.
I didn't know who that was, but when I looked him up on Wikipedia, I recognized a lot of the AKAs from Netties. So I've actually played him quite a bit and seen him quite a bit. And then if that's who I think it is, then yeah, he's really good.
All right, looking good. New Night Elf star player in the making. Switching over to Group B, we had Lin versus Colorful. That seemed like a pretty easy 2-0 to me.
Yeah.
Well, in this matchup, I feel like it's not easy to win the opponent who plays better. I would say overall matchup is like 50-50, but if you're ahead in skill, you're not gonna lose a single game out of 10. It's very hard to catch someone by surprise or something like that. So I would say it's super stable matchup. So if you're better, you're gonna win all the games.
Yeah, I think I know what you mean. It's like you guys were talking about on the stream where Night Elf doesn't have a whole lot to do later on. Like you're just massing units and kind of attack moving. But I think this series showed what happens when one player makes like 1 or 2 mistakes and the other player doesn't make any mistakes. Like it's just Lin played really, really well. And Colorful, he made a few significant mistakes both games. And the lightning shield on the walkers, I mean, it was just really cool to see.
Yeah, for Neutron who didn't see the games, Lin casted lightning shield on his walkers, but they were in ethereal form, so Colorful couldn't really attack them. It was a pretty cool move, and he sent them into the archers, so they did a ton of damage, and it felt like Colorful had no idea how to react. Like he didn't dispel or anything. There was just nothing to do.
Yeah.
You just need 10 wisps in the battle, basically.
Yeah,
he used a lot of wisps, especially the second game, but somehow it just didn't seem that efficient. It didn't solve the problem.
Yeah, I mean, you can use wisps differently. You can detonate it all to the casters and heroes, or you can detonate a couple and then keep others to dispel lightning shield from the archers.
Yeah,
it felt like Colorful wanted to use them on the heroes and the shaman, but Lin's micro was so good that he always had the heroes split from the shaman and the shaman super far away.
Yeah.
And then he sniped the wisp. Like, this micro was really, really good.
Lin played really well, and I think Colorful did a good job on Northern Isles, where he opened up with the green spot, which I don't know if that's too common anymore. That's what I like to do, but I really like it because it doesn't slow down your tech. And the hidden AP push with an expansion behind it, I really like that when the expansion is already crept, so he can just put it down right by the gold mine. And it's such a quick expansion that it felt like Lin started building a tower and he was preparing to counter expand, but it felt so late. So I think Colorful put himself in a good position there, but just couldn't keep it up in the late game.
Yeah, the Ancient Protector that kind of had a triple purpose. It distracted Lin from creeping and expanding, forced him to move there, of course, and then he could entangle, and it bought time for the expansion. So I really like that move from Colorful.
Yeah. And what was I going to say? Yeah, I really liked Lin had some amazing movements as well. When he pushed the expansion, but he didn't commit to it, and then he ran to the main, and he had like maybe 20 seconds in the main before Colorful had time to react and show up. And during that time, you can put down 3 or 4 or even 5 serpent wards, and just having those wards, it feels like you can't attack into it, but you have to defend your main because it's your main. So I think Lin was very patient and showed really excellent map control and map awareness.
Showed some class for sure. Against this Lightning Shield Walker play, should you play Dryads? Is that even a possibility at that point?
Yeah, I was thinking about this when I saw the game. I wonder if we're going to see, because it's going to be Laliat against Lin, right?
Yes.
I'm curious to see if we're going to see some like Remind style Keeper tech into lures, like Keeper Alchemist lures. That'd be really cool.
It's so easy to counter by good orc.
You think so?
Yeah, I played tons of games like this, and if orc scouts this strategy, so if you catch him by surprise and he's come to expansion to push you, and suddenly 8 Dryad appears, it will be a problem for him. But if he know it from the start, it's gonna be super hard to do something, because Dryads has super low damage, and also they suffer from serpent wards a lot. So if orc just creeps and make expo from even from behind, it's very hard to break through. It's just always not enough Dryads, because they do really low damage and die super quickly. So, and also they takes 3 food capacity, so you can't make like super tons of them like archers. And if you switch to bears, for example, a couple of them won't really help, so you need a lot to do something efficient. But if you spend so much time to get these bears, or can be already ready for it with the high leveled heroes, couple of big fat guys, Kodos,
yeah.
Kodos, and also grunts with 2 armor hold them really good. So it's very hard to play Dryad bears. Maybe it can be played if you try to distract your opponent on tier 2. So you make expo, and then you always try to fight to attack base, to harass workers, so orc doesn't scout you. And if you go straight to Dryads without like any other units, for example, you make 4 or 5 hunts while taking, and then mass Dryads, maybe it can help and it can work. But it's very hard to do against good opponents. So when I played against mediocre ones, it was easy to play. But if you play against the decent one, it's always super hard.
Yeah. I think that the main strength is, if you go Keeper first, they're gonna go like Grunt Shaman, and if they have Grunts and Shaman and you have Dryads, it feels like you have a lot of map control and a lot of strength for quite a long time. I wouldn't expand with it really. I don't know. It's hard to say. I'm just curious if someone watched that game, Lin versus Colorful, and then they kind of thought that, okay, this doesn't work anymore, I have to try something else. I'm just curious if we're going to see some kind
Yeah,
of.
maybe we will, but not from Lowlight. I think all the Night Elves from the playoffs gonna stick to standard keeper hunts.
I think he's going to play Demon Hunter. That's my prediction. I think Lolight's going to play Demon Hunter at least one game. We'll see.
Were you guys surprised that Lin is not going for the Farseer Headhunter build that he displayed against Moon, but went back to standard against Colorful?
Well, as I said 2 days ago, I think Lin just didn't want to take a chance against Colorful, and he knew that with standard he just gonna play better and win easily. So maybe it's because of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Moon kind of showed how a good way to counter it. Really, it's kind of counterintuitive to get Dryads and stuff, but it didn't look so strong. I don't think it is that strong. I used to like just a few days ago. I thought Farseer Headhunters was kind of broken. Like I didn't know what to play against it. But then I watched Moon, so I think he solved it. But we'll see. But it feels really smart to just get Dryads, control the game. Demon Hunter is really strong against it as well. And you can go bears, you can go anything, you can expand. I think there's a lot of options there for Night Elf.
And we still haven't seen a game where Lin didn't lose 3 Headhunters in the early mid game, so we don't know how that spirals out of control if he's not losing 3 Headhunters. But yeah, it's definitely a tough situation for Lawlight that he knows that this is a possibility, and he has to prepare for like 2 or 3 different styles.
Yeah.
Well, Lowlight played so many games against Focus on like 3 show matches, best of 9 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he is really good prepared for Orcs.
Yeah, but Lin should be a different beast than Focus. I expect a lot more creativity from Lin.
Agree.
Who's your favorite in that match?
Oh, Lin for sure.
For sure?
Yeah.
It's gonna be best of 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Lin gonna win 3-1.
Are talents an option?
Yeah, I think against such great opponents, talents maybe is a better strategy than keeper hunts.
Oof, I would never play Talons against Lin. He's
Me
so good
neither.
at laming. He doesn't like if you play Talons against Lin, he's gonna make your life miserable. He's gonna go fortified towers, hit and run, speed scroll. He's never gonna take a fight. It's so stupid, and Talons it's not fun to play when there's tier 2 fortified.
Maybe the best strategy which could work, it's some kind of keeper Naga must trees all in or something like that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Especially in a best of 5, I think it's smart to do some kind of
at least
like that.
To try one game,
Yeah.
All right. Looks like a good prediction. Looks like a good game coming up on Saturday. We kind of jumped over it. We will also have Moon versus 120.
Oh boy, yeah.
I really don't know what to expect because it either
I
feels.
think it's going to be super easy for Moon.
Why?
I mean, if Alice could win one game over 120, Moon is going to crush him. And he also plays tons of strategies, so you never know what to expect from Moon. I think Moon is gonna take it easily. Like maybe in one game he gonna play something weird and lose with it, and gonna finish it 3-1.
Yeah, I think Moon is favored for sure. I expect a lot of Demon Hunter. I think, but Moon seems to be the player. Like he really likes to expand. So I think we're gonna see a lot of like Dryad expansions, like Demon Hunter, Naga, Mass Dryad expansion. Maybe he'll do something like Panda Mass Hunts like he did last. Something like it's a best of 5. You might as well throw some of that in there, but I don't think he needs to. Like against Happy, it made sense.
Probably.
Yeah, maybe some Beastmaster, something like that. But I think against Happy, it made sense because you don't really want to play straight up against Happy. But I don't think 120 is as good micro-wise. So I think Moon can just comfortably play kind of standard.
Yeah, I'm curious what 120 is going to play. Like sometimes he plays this expansion strategies against Moon, but I don't know if that's too successful as well. I really don't know what to expect from this series. It could be that both players play super standard, or it could be the wildest series with 5 off meta plays in a row.
It feels like 120 plays very, very strange strategies when he's against someone he doesn't really think is too good. Like he'll do like double Necropolis fast tech or something stupid. But I think if he's against Moon, he's going to play pretty standard. Unfortunately, I'd love to see him do something strange.
All right, we had the Orc Mirror. Fly versus Focus was pretty one-sided. I guess you both didn't see the games. I guess we analyzed it pretty well on the broadcast already. Fly with a tier 3 tech twice. One time it worked, one time it was punished hard. And yeah, it was a cool Orc Mirror, but nothing too spectacular, I think. Focus versus Foggy versus WFZ. I don't remember too much from the games actually, because my heart rate was so high and I was so like sweating too crazy. Starshaped, your opinion on the series?
Yeah, it was a very intense series. I think there was a lot of nerves from both players at the end there. Like a lot of misplays, micros, things just dying. But overall, it was very exciting, very close. And when you started talking about WSC, I didn't really know much about him, but I kind of felt sorry for him, because it would have been cool if he made it through too. Like you mentioned, he hadn't been there for a long time. He hadn't really made it. So either way, we get a pretty cool story, and I guess I'm happy that Foggy did it in the end.
Yeah. It was kind of fascinating to see how much different this series was compared to the one 3 days ago, where Foggy just crushed him. There was absolutely no chance for WFZ on none of the maps, I think. So he changed up Echo Isles big time. Not going for an expansion play, just way more straight up. That was cool to see that WFZ put a lot of thought into it and was more competitive on the other 2 maps as well.
Yeah, for sure. I think that the whole series kind of shows the importance of creeping in this matchup. Like it's maybe one of the negative aspects of the matchup, but there's so much importance in just getting items and getting hero levels. So we see a lot from Foggy that he tries to steal the creeps from his opponent, tries to creep on his side of the map, kind of abuse the fact that Demon Hunter is really strong in the early game. So like especially on like the last map, the fact that they kind of split the map, or Foggy even got more creeps, I think that says a lot about him actually being pretty far ahead. Because most of the time, I'd say Undead gets more creeps and better items.
Yeah. And I'm really happy about a creeping phase like this when it's so action-packed and there's a lot of harass. I take this over Gark harass any day of the week.
Yeah, me too.
So it's good, okay.
So what's your prediction for playoffs overall?
Yeah, we're gonna get Focus versus TH. And maybe I'm underestimating Focus again, like I did throughout the entire group stage pretty much, but I'm sure that TH is gonna 3-0 him, and it's not gonna be close at all.
Yeah, same thoughts.
I don't know. I think War Stomp is kind of stupid. So I think it's easy to just throw a game here and there, like a stomp into a hero loss or something, like just slightly bad positioning, and you can lose.
You need to misplay to lose it, and then I don't think TH gonna misplay.
I think he's gonna win, but I think it's gonna be maybe 3-1, 3-2. Not sure. I think Focus is good. I think people underestimate him a lot.
I think it's gonna be 3-0 for TH. Yeah. Moon 120, 3-1. Foggy Infi 3-0 for Infi.
Really?
Yeah, and Lin 3-1 to Light.
Is that all of them? Yeah, that's the 4. Okay, so
yeah, that's the 4.
Moon. Wait, which one was the first one? Focus against TH. Yeah, I'm gonna say 3-2 to TH.
For TH?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be close. I believe in Focus, but ultimately, I think Human is favored in that matchup. I think it's gonna TH is a better player and it's a good matchup.
Maybe to throw you a curveball in this, TH hasn't lost a single best of 3 against Orc this entire year, and the only series he lost was a best of 1 against Lin.
Maybe that's about to change. I'm not saying he's gonna lose. I'm not saying he's gonna lose. I'm saying it's gonna be close. I think 3-2. 3-2 is
Okay.
my prediction.
Okay.
And then Moon 120, I'm going to say 3-1 to Moon. I think he's going to do something stupid to throw one game, and then he's going to play solid the rest. What more do we have? Lin against Laliat. Gonna say 3-1 to Lin as well. I think he's just too solid. Infi, Foggy 3-0 for sure. Human against Night Elf is incredibly stupid in my opinion, and Infi is amazing. I really hope Foggy can do something, but I just don't see anything for Night Elf in that matchup. So I think 3-0.
Against that good opponent, it's just very hard to do anything.
There's nothing at all.
So what's about semifinals? We have Lean Infi and Moon Focus or Moon TH.
Yeah, who would meet who? Do you know that? Neil?
Yeah, I have it on screen now, but it's kind of hard.
Yeah,
it's on Wikipedia.
Lean against Infi first.
Oh,
Lin against Infi. I think Lin wins that. I think he's gonna do some smart plays with like wyverns and stuff. Because I think a lot of the Chinese humans, for some reason, they don't play rifles. They go straight to Sanctum, and if you play wyverns first against that and Kodos and stuff, I think you can get a pretty big advantage. So I think Lin can maybe win that.
I think Infi gonna win 3-2.
I'll say Lin 3-2.
Infi has this weird style where the breakers hard counter the TC, so I think like no one really knows how to counter that at the moment because no one plays like Infi.
Well, Lin gonna show us. Maybe. So next one, Moon against TH.
That's gonna be
TH 3-1.
So now you think TH gonna make something stupid to throw one game?
I think it's like a respectful one for Moon just because it's Moon, but
maybe he's gonna must hunt all in with some Beastmaster or something.
Yeah, like if TH forgets a couple of farms or goes AFK for a few minutes.
That happens, of course, a lot.
We might get one of those.
I think it's gonna be a lot closer than you guys think. Like
it might be close. It might be close, but I still think humans are gonna beat Night Elves for sure at this level.
So your final is gonna be Lin against TH. So what's your prediction?
Lin will win the whole thing, I think.
Oh shit! You really think high of him?
Yeah, I think he's probably the best player in the world, I would say.
But
yeah,
isn't Night Elf kind of favored against human nowadays with the Keeper Mass Archer tier 3? Like Lawlight defeats TH 3-0 with this.
Well,
oh wow, taking off the glasses, huh? Yeah. You will see, my friend.
Oh, favored, yeah.
Just because you can't beat them doesn't mean Lawlight and Moon can do it.
That's true. It might be some personal bias. I lose to like diamond humans on W2 champions. I cannot beat humans.
I just noticed we have same shape of glasses with Starshaped.
Oh, that's true. It's a classy choice.
Yeah, Night Elf choice.
We actually, if I may, there's a question here in chat from Endars.
Yes.
Can you elaborate on Foggy being caught off guard when WFC played Naga second on the first map? What did Foggy do wrong in that situation? What's the proper response to Naga second? I don't remember talking about that at all. So maybe that's one of you guys mentioned that.
So the best response to Naga second, don't lose archers, and it usually happens. So you just don't need to lose archers. And as soon as you get demon level 3, you can just go fight and try to snipe it.
Yeah, I think the entire early game was super weird for Foggy. He never got boots, so he could never put pressure on. I'm not too sure why he got surprised by a Naga. Isn't Naga standard on Echo Isles second?
I think Naga standard in general.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess, yeah, I kind of agree. I think back in the day, a lot of people would just get an early shop and get a staff so that once you met at the tavern, you can just staff out your Naga and not take the fight at all.
That was cancelled before. Foggy tried to get a shop up at the tavern, but WFC cancelled it while they were fighting for the Ogre Magi.
Because once they have ghouls and skeletons, like a lot of the times, I think Night Elf can't really win that fight at the tavern unless you maybe have level 3 Demon Hunter. So
Yeah.
a lot of the times it's good to just get out of there if you can with a staff.
Yeah.
Or if you have a staff, you can focus their Naga and they focus your Naga. And you can kill their Naga and then staff out your own Naga. But it takes a lot of, like, you have to be very aware of your timings. Like, you want the shop to be ready. You need to have your Demon Hunter in your main to actually buy the staff. You have to be very aware of your timings.
And it's really expensive. So usually you don't have shop that early. Also 150 gold for the stuff.
Yeah.
Because you spend everything on archers, and then you need money for Naga, for boots, for Hunter's Hall. So it's not that easy to spend 300 more gold to get a stuff in time.
True. I think if you cut, like, if you don't make so many archers, maybe you can do it more easily. Like just 2-3 archers, kind of give up fighting for the tavern.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if I understood Foggy correctly, but maybe he expected Lich second expansion or something. But it's kind of weird to expect something like this. Yeah, I really don't know. But we saw how it usually goes, and that was map 2 and 3, and that was Foggy playing pretty perfectly around it.
Yeah, I think Foggy played really well. I don't really understand his, like, he expanded both games at kind of weird timings, in my opinion. Didn't make too much sense to me, but it worked out, so.
Well, sometimes you can expand only to force opponent to come and cancel it. So, and you don't put a lot of faith in this expansion try.
Yeah.
But I mean, if he doesn't come expo ready and you try to win some time, and if it's not, you just cancel and grip the better spots, for example.
Yeah, that's true. I guess maybe he didn't put too much effort into the actual expansion. But it seems like both of the games, game 2 and game 3, he put down the expansion as soon as WFC TP'd, like they had a fight.
Yeah.
And I think WFC won both of the fights. Like, even if he TP'd out, he still kind of killed more units. So it seemed kind of bold to me to put down expansions after that. But at the same time, if you do that, Undead needs a lot of time to get mana back, because they're going to have 0 mana on their heroes. They have to wait for the statues to heal up a bit. They have to buy a mana potion. So in a way, it did kind of make sense. Once the Undead TPs, you do have a lot of breathing room. So it could be smart to put down the expansion.
Why are you smiling so much, Newton?
Well played TV in chat said that good sound.
Okay.
And, I mean, he suggested me to buy this mic.
Good choice, mate.
Yeah. So do you think there is a chance Infi gonna pick random or other race against Foggy?
He weirdly never does it against Foggy. I don't know why, but I feel Infi hates Foggy.
What?
I feel like
Hates?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember that moment, or maybe you wasn't there? I don't recall. At WGL, when we were standing with some KISS players, CIS players, and Infi was passing by, and he shaked my hand, someone others, like, oh, Neutron, hello. But I mean, we know each other for a long time, and he just glanced at Foggy and then left.
Yeah.
Didn't even said hi to him or something.
There was this moment for sure. There was also, I think it was a qualifier tournament when the Western players could still qualify via Neddy's ladder and the tournaments. And Foggy was kind of close, maybe rank 13 or something, and he needed 4 points. And Infi was playing random all throughout the tournament, of course, as he always does. But then he meet Foggy, and he picked Human, and he destroyed him just to ruin Foggy's run. So I don't know what it is, but there's something between Infi and Foggy that's not right. They are definitely not friends.
Maybe they compete for the thinnest player in the world.
I will ask Snowkiss about it, but yeah. Infi seems to be pretty much a hard counter for Foggy. I don't know.
Like, what would he off race against? Like, I think he off races Like he plays Orc against Undead a lot to go for a lot of laming, but if you're up against Night Elf, I think Human is the best laming race to play, right? So I think
it is the best, but sometimes he still picks random at some tournaments, even if Human is the best pick. But maybe he does that on not that important tournaments. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
It'd be crazy if he did it here. It'd be pretty funny, but it'd be crazy.
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna do it.
I don't think so either. I think he would love to just destroy him 3-0.
Yeah, probably. I think he's gonna take it more seriously than the semifinals or the final. I need to win the quarters.
Nah, I think Foggy should have a shot if he plays a lot better than against TH, because there was some good moments in the games, especially on AZ, but then he kind of threw it away. So if Foggy steps it up, he might take a map, but Infi in general is just so sick. He defeated Lawlight on Turtle Rock or something, and yeah, I don't really see a chance, but we'll see about that.
Actually, I would like to see Lowlight against Humans, not Foggy and Moon. So, for example, if we swap Foggy and Lowlight, gonna be much more fun to watch Infi against Lowlight and Foggy Lin.
Yeah,
Maybe
I agree with that.
Yeah. Offline, I would think Foggy can make it kind of close. But I agree. I would rather see Lawlight versus Human as well. It's just, I don't know how to defeat his style. It seems unbeatable to me. Like, you are laughing at this, but how do you beat his tier 3 mass archer style? Like, what's the solution? Feels like no one knows.
I don't know. I always lose to good humans with it.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people just play as if you're playing bears and dryads. They don't react to it at all. They just go rifles and priests. I think if you just kind of don't go rifles, get defend, go tier 3, get knights and stuff. I think it's just a fad. I think it works now because people don't really know what to do against it, and they're kind of playing stupidly. But I don't think it's that good.
Okay.
It's very unforgiving. Like if you're Human against Night Elf, it's very easy to lose against Keeper Mass Archer.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if you're at the highest level, if you're playing well, you probably shouldn't lose to it.
So what's the key for the Human player? You play super careful, you donate, or you don't donate Footman away, you get defend early, and then things are kind of fine?
Yeah.
When,
I think,
yeah,
go ahead.
When you get Paladin and stuff, also you have Dispel, Inner Fire, Knights, Blizzard. It's very hard to do something with only archers. They dice really fast. Also mortars with frag shards. Great.
But that's super late game. That's pretty expensive. It takes a lot of time.
It's not that late. You just don't waste much gold on rifles and creep a lot.
Exactly.
And if Night Elf push you, you just stay defensive. And the moment he goes somewhere, make expo or creep, you just go creep yourself and get levels, items, and wait for the good army.
Exactly. I think a lot of humans, like I haven't played it too much, but when I've played this strategy, so many humans just kind of donate their army. Like you kill 5-6 footmen, they don't kill anything.
Yeah.
So you have a really good platform to stand on. But if you just are very careful, you can keep your footmen in your main. You can run around with the staff on the archmages. Just don't invest too much into the early game and try and get that tier 3 army. I think that's the key.
That sounds pretty logic to me, man. That does make sense. Maybe it is not that strong. Or maybe Lowlight will show the way again.
Yeah, that's why I would love to see Lowlight against Infi or TH to see how they're gonna deal with it.
Maybe in the game for third. We'll see about that.
Well, for that, Lowlight needs to win Lin. And if he does that, he's gonna play against Infi, so not for third or for the finals.
Yeah, maybe it's gonna be rough. Anyway, we're gonna see the games here. We're gonna have the show starting at 10 a.m. on Saturday, 2 hours earlier. Already dreading that weekend, but anyway.
1 day rest for the players.
And for us, man, it's super exhausting.
Yeah.
Listening to your shit chat all the time. All right, guys, do you have anything to add? Otherwise, I'm done with the day.
Not really. I mean, thank you for having me on. I really enjoyed the games today, and I'm looking forward to. I'm actually probably not going to be home on Saturday, so I'm going to have to
What?
stay away from the internet and just watch everything spoiler free.
What is more important than WGL quarterfinals?
Everything, boy.
Exactly. Neutron speaks for me.
Bah, disgusting behavior from you two. It was still a pleasure to have you on. I thank you so much for your time. Neutron, when will you finally stream? Did you decide now?
Yeah, as soon as tournament is done, I will ask you for host me, and we'll start.
All right, Starshaped, where can people find you if they're interested in more Oscar?
I think I'm going to stream right now, actually.
Ooh, I will definitely
Twitch,
rate you.
Starshaped STHLM is my Twitch.
All right, I will definitely rate you so people know what's up. Thanks again so much for your time. Have a nice day and see you soon.
Thank you
Very much.
motherfucker.
Idiot.